Assalamualaikum and hello. My name is Adib Irfan bin Nasrun and I am from DB6C, and today I will be presenting our final project portfolio for our development team titled Volunteer Service Management System or VSMS. So let's start. So, non-profit organization and community center across Malaysia frequently encounter operational challenge when coordinating a public welfare initiative and mobilizing volunteers. So, traditionally, manual administrative workflows such as paper-based logging, scattered text message, and physical face-to-face registration often lead to systematic inefficiency. So, to resolve this bottleneck and optimize public service delivery, our team engineered VSMS, a centralized, secure digital platform designed to automate and manage the entire life cycle and community service management. Okay, now to understand the operational mechanics of the platform, the architecture is deployed as a cloud-based application utilizing a no-code backend infrastructure, and users interact with the platform seamlessly via a smartphone, while system administrator manage backend workload using laptop or desktop. So, as documented in our level 0 and level 1 data flow diagram, the platform successfully handled 5 core functional process. So the first one is process, which is authentication, which are securely validate user and administrator credential against the central data repository. And number 2 is process, which are event management, which enables administrator to create, modify, and publish upcoming community service events. So number 3 is process, but for volunteer management, which are the process registration, records, role classification, and status profile. So next are the number 4, yaitu process, which are task management that allocates operational duties to verify volunteers and tracks their education status. And next is number 5, which are process for announcement management, which are disseminate official updates to the volunteer community dashboard. Okay, now moving on to the administrative governance. Security and data integrity are central to our system design. We have implemented precise admin access restriction logic within our workflow. When an entity attempts to access administrative submodules, the system executes an authorization check. If an unauthorized user attempts to bypass security or provide invalid credentials, the system flags a user error and redirects the traffic to a secure error interface. And next, authorized personnel who pass the login process are granted access to the admin dashboard from this panel. Administrator oversees 2 primary processing nodes: admin request approval, which manage internal credential elevation for staff, and volunteer event approval, where volunteer submissions are reviewed and processed row by row to ensure optimal event staffing. Okay, so now we will look at the functional user interface designated for the platform. This layout shows the volunteer registration form. The design standardized data entry by using explicit input fields for names and emails address paired with an explicit role assignment filter to segregate standard user from administrator. So, once authenticated, a user access privilege is expanded to include the event registration form and the My Events tracker, as shown in this live layout using test data for user. And the tracker dynamically references his registered event such as children and youth or disability service and pairs them with color-coded badges displaying a real-time database status like pending or approved. So next, to ensure a long-term platform viability and operational readiness, our portfolio incorporates a detailed project risk plan. So, the first one we're going to talk about is technical risk. System downtime. Our cloud connectivity failure could disrupt public registration availability. This mitigated by establishing automated uptime monitoring alongside localized manual logging fallback. Next one will be data privacy risks, which are managing public data introduced regularly and security responsibility. We address this by enforcing strict role-based access control (RBAC), ensuring sensitive contact information remain restricted and authorized. High-level administrator personnel. So next one is user experience and stakeholder risk. Potential user resistant to transitioning from paper-based legacy method to digital system is mitigated by deploying detailed user documentation and conducting structured training session to stabilize user adoption rate. So, next, I will detail our backend data architecture, which is managed via 3 interconnected tables that function as a structured relational database. So, Table 1, User Account Master List. This handles all primary profile records. It captures timestamp submission, user credential, and assign system role. The status of the column here serves as an authorization gatekeeper. So next is the table 2, which are event creation center. This serves as the single source of truth for all operational events. It tracks record including event title, date, start time, venue location, and the assigned coordinator name such as Ava Johnson or Lucas Green. So, for table 3 is the connection hub. This serves as our junction or bridge table to optimize database normalization. This table avoids duplicate fields by dynamically referencing user details from table 1 and mapping them directly to table 2, thereby updating participation status cleanly.